Alright, what is up guys? Afflicted Gamer here, bringing you another Destiny video. Now, I know I didn't have to live stream this by any means whatsoever, but it is literally the quickest way that I could get this up to YouTube. So, it is right now extremely early. It's 6:30 in the morning, and it's Friday, August the 26th. And Zer is here, so I'm going to show you what he has in terms of, what he's going to be selling today. And I'm also going to give you my suggestions and ideas on how to prepare yourself for Rise of Iron, some things that you should be doing before Rise of Iron gets here, granted that you pre-ordered it and everything. And as usual with every stream, my computer acts up and it doesn't just go ahead and let me go live with no issues whatsoever, and I don't know why. Please stop doing this, because I hate that. I hate having to always start off with that. Sometimes it doesn't do it, but 9 times out of 10 this is what happens. I don't know why. I'm really sorry about it. Okay, there's nothing else that I can really do. I'm really, honest to God, trying to get it to... There we go. Okay, now it's working. Alright, so my apologies, guys. But anyways. Okay, so Rise of Iron is on the way, which is awesome. But first, I'm going to quickly take you to where Zer is. He's on the tower. Granted, I went to the reef and his little door was open, but he was not up there. Sneaky little bugger is so dark in the shadows in certain places on the tower that is really, really hard to see him. So we're gonna go see Zer right now. Now, I also have to talk to you guys about glass needles. But anyway, so before we get into everything else, this is what Zer has for sale right now. For the Titan, he has the Imperium Bellicose, which is actually a really cool and fun helmet to use. I have one myself. Finally, something with intellect and discipline. What I've noticed lately is that everything has discipline, strength, and I hate seeing that. It sucks. But anyways, aiming weapons while airborne holds you in place with full super orbs to regenerate melee. It's a pretty cool helmet. Like I said, it's a fun one to use. You can shoot while you're in midair for a few seconds, and yeah, it's an enjoyable thing. For the hunter, we've got the Graviton Forfeit, which grants you Shade Step for free, freeing up a free slot to do something else that, whatever you want to choose in the other column. I love shade stepping. Actually, that's what got me back into wanting to be a hunter. One day when light level was still 310, this is how far back I'm going with the big break I took, other than the April update, was I got this, and the shade step just completely got me into wanting to be a hunter. For the Warlock, we've got the Nothing Manacles, which I'm sure a lot of you know, but there's that Discipline and Strength again, which is not my preference at all. So what does it give us? Okay, so enables tracking for scatter grenades, holds an extra scatter grenade charge. Pretty good if you're going to be a Void Walker. Again, Discipline Strength sucks. Energy Projection. Now, increased grenade throw distance. I've seen this before, but I've never seen it named Energy Projection. So, okay. Maybe they are changing the terminology. Who knows? That's all good. More auto rifle loader, which is good for me because I like auto rifles, and machine gun loader, which is pretty cool. I also like that as well. Then for weapon, he's selling the Universal Remote. Again, a gun that I like, and I think if it's in the right hands can be pretty deadly. He's also selling his usual Legacy Engram, which this week is the body armor. So unless there's something you are in absolute dire need of, I wouldn't say grab this, but If you do have all three subclasses and you are missing these, you know, you can pick them up, or you can gamble with 3 of coins, wait until Rise of Iron gets here because we're going to have a new light level, or you can pick them up at 280 and infuse them with something else. That's completely up to you. But the nerf to the 3 of coins, I've noticed, is it sucks. It's really bad. I mean, I can use 20 and get nothing. He also has his regular glass needles, which I bought some, okay, because I got my exotic bond for my warlock, and I used a few of these things and nothing changed. The discipline and strength stayed there. The only thing that changed was how high the discipline and strength numbers were. The top column, which was, what is it? I have it on me. It's for hand cannons. The upgrade rate for hand cannons, that never changed. Literally the only thing that changed was the bottom one. I got sniper rifle focus, but the discipline and strength stayed the same, except for the numbers got worse. So I'm really, glass needles must have had some sort of a change while I was away, because for my Titan, when I re-rolled his Mark of the Titan, I got intellect and discipline after I think 3 tries. But now every time I try to use these, if it's discipline and strength or intellect and strength, I'm stuck with it. Anyways, lastly, we'll just, his usual, he's got his plasma drives here for your Sparrow. Heavy ammo synth, to me it's not worth trading a strange coin for that. You can get that with Glimmer, Black Wax Idol, whatever, and Motes of Light, which again, why would you give up strange coins for Motes of Light unless you have like 1,000 and you have nothing to do with them and you want these to level up your character? But anyway, so in preparation for Rise of Iron, since Motes of Light are here, that's one thing I will talk about, is that in my opinion, I think you should save them. And my reason for that is this: we're getting new weapons and we're getting new armor. I'm gonna get away from Zer. And on the weapons and armor, we're gonna have new perks, new abilities. I saw some new logos here, you know, and there's no description of what everything actually did, but we're getting new stuff, and I know that when I get my hands on these new weapons and this new armor with whatever new rolls are on them, I'm gonna want to test these things out, and I can use my Motes of Light for that. Strange coins, I'm not gonna buy any more 3 of coins. Whatever I have left, I have left. This character only has 8 left, not much. I'll use them. I'm only missing 1 exotic, no big deal. But if there is something you desperately want and he is selling it, go ahead and get it. Other than that, like I said, a new light level's coming, so if you're gonna gamble with 3 coins, you might as well get the best you can out of it, right? And the other thing too is, if you really have a lot of Motes of Light, a crap ton of them, the thing to do to be ready for Rise of Iron is to have your gear fully upgraded and ready for battle for the day Rise of Iron hits, so that, you know, you're at your full strength and full potential with your character. Also try to get your character as close to max light level as possible. This one, just like my other ones, is missing a 335 artifact, or all my characters would be 335 light level. So for the solo player that is struggling, or for new players to the game, how can you achieve this? One is by playing in the Crucible and hope to get a good drop. I do not take on Shax's bounties if you get to that point, which I just did, and he gave me a 335 Split Shifter Pro because he hates my guts and doesn't want to give me an LDR. Yeah, I don't know why I help him, because he does not help me ever. But anyways, the other thing you can do is go to the reef and pick up bounties for the Challenge of Elders. The level 41 arena is matchmaking. Same thing with Vanguard Heroic Strikes, and you can get some higher light level gear that way, infuse it into the stuff you have that you do like, and get your way up as close to 335 as possible. There's also a few other things here on the tower that I recommend that you do, and I'm going to take you to them right now. And one of them is kind of a big thing. Once again, touching on the fact that we are getting new armor and we're getting new weapons, is easily clean out your vault. If you're anything like me, you have too much stuff. This is actually me after cleaning out my vault. So clearly I do have a long way to go. I've got a lot of stuff I need to get out of here, but the reason is I was an year 1 Destiny player, but I scooted in getting to do the raid, and there's guns that I still like, and so I hang on to them, Stranger's Rifle, stuff like that. Or I will have duplicates of exotics that are a fairly high light level, and like I've got a ton of these Lord of Wolves, and the reason why I keep them is the 335s. What I'm gonna do is, if I find a weapon, a special weapon that I do like, say for instance if this was not 335, I will infuse it into that, and it's the exact same thing for your armor in your vault. Pick the stuff you want the most, get rid of the rest, because we're getting a bunch of new stuff, so you're not going to need to hang on to things. But like I said, again, for myself, there's things like this. It's only $3.19 until I fully try it out, see if I like it. I mean, well, for exotics, even if I don't, I will keep it just one for collector purposes, but here I don't need 2 of these Crest of Alpha Loopies. So what I'm gonna do is, again, I'm just gonna take something else, infuse it, and that is that. As for the general section, honestly, same thing as your weapons and armor. Get rid of the stuff that you don't need and keep the stuff that you really want to keep. We're getting new shaders, we're getting a whole bunch of new stuff, so there's really no need for that, as also. So next up is the good old grumpy Gunsmith. I recommend that you rank up with him for various reasons, especially for new players. You will get an exotic for whatever subclass you are when you get to rank 3. So that's at least something if you are brand new to the game. For other players, as you continue to rank up, every time you rank up with the Gunsmith, you will get a gun from him, and if you are upwards of 330 light level, he will give you a 330 light level gun. So therefore, if you have an exotic that you haven't gotten at 335 yet, and it's sitting somewhere, say like this, 327 or lower, you can take the 330 weapon that you do get, infuse it into the one that you want to use, and it'll be at least 330. So, and same thing goes for your factions. Now, I'm with Future War Cult, so I actually don't really need to run all the way up there to show you what I'm going to say, is that you can donate materials to your faction. Because as soon as you clean out your vault and you break some stuff down, if I break up all this stuff down that I don't need, I'm going to have a bunch of legendary marks. I had almost 0 yesterday from breaking stuff down. I'm up to 173. So what are you going to do with all these marks from now until then? There's no need to hang on to them if you're going to continue to play the game. Buy materials for whatever your faction is offering up the particular week that you're doing this. For me, for my Warlock, it's Spirit Bloom. So I'll go buy some, donate it to my faction, rank up with the faction. In turn, I'm either going to get a 330 weapon or a 330 piece of armor. Again, I can infuse that, or if you're a lower light level, you'll get something that's slightly higher than where you're at, and then keep infusing until you can get as close to 335 as possible. If you can't find a team to help you with something like the raid, or the actual level 42 arena of Challenge of the Elders, things like that. On top of that, you also get extra motes of light. You'll get 4 of those and 4 strange coins, and same for the Gunsmith. So these are all things that I recommend people do, and that is including myself. As you saw from my vault, I have way too much stuff. I don't need all of the things that I have, so I'm going to sort through them. I'm going to break them down, and most likely with them, I'm just going to donate them to my faction. As you may have saw, I do have a test weapon here, so I'm going to finish up those. I'm going to do that for all 3 characters. And if you do have multiple characters, obviously it's going to be a given, but I'm going to say it. Do it for all 3, you know, and save up those coins, save up those motes of light, and then when Zur drops in, when Rise of Iron gets here, then go ahead and go nuts. You know, we'll see what he has to sell and what he has to offer us when he first gets here. Hopefully he'll bring us something nice and shiny and new, some new Rise of Iron exotic, but who knows. But if not, at least you can have those strange coins for when he gets here, and you can pick something up then. You know, roll the dice when the time gets here. But for now, like I said, unless there's something you really want, there's no need. So I'm pretty sure that I covered everything that you should do, except for one last thing is if you have any unfinished quest lines that are important to you. For example, I don't need to do a couple of these things. I don't really care to get them done, but if you're someone that wants to have a completely clean slate for when Rise of Iron gets here, go ahead and finish those up. That's all I have left. And I actually, even though I already have it, because I found those guns to give to Banshee, I got the Sleeper Simulant questline again. I'm just doing it to get it off my map. It's by far not a necessity whatsoever, but it was giving me something to do. And finally, if you're anything like me and you did take a break from Destiny for a while because you were kind of bored, is to do Vanguard Heroic Strikes, Nightfall, and Crucible matches to get yourself back into the groove of the gameplay. You know, because what I've noticed coming back, the meta is so different. I've never gotten shot with so many fusion rifles in my life. I can't believe it. I see the Tanella RF4, whatever it is that you get from Banshee, so many times. I've seen Telestos, I've seen the Vacancy, you name it, I've seen it, and I've been shot by it. That, shotguns, and different variations of hand cannons like the High Lord Fixer, Imago Loop, and honestly not very many Hawk Moons or Last Words, no Mida multi-tools. Like, everything is completely different. So it's something that I know I need to adjust to. So if you took a break from the game, it's something that you may need to adjust to. And I also see there in the chat, the Crucible will be broken now. What do you mean the Crucible will be broken? I'm kind of curious to know what that means. Because I'm not sure. All I know is when I went into the Crucible, it was extremely different from what it was when I left off here in the game. I know it's way different. So, you know, that's why I recommend going back in and practicing if you've been away. Universal was there. Yep, he's got it. He's got it. I'll go back down to Zer one more time in case anybody tunes in right here at the end, because I've covered all of the important things that you should do before Rise of Iron gets here. By all means, if anybody else has any thoughts or suggestions, you know, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. You know, if there's something else you think that needs to be done, go ahead and add that to the list. But yes, Zer is selling Universal Remote. It's something that, it's funny when I watch engram openings and people are opening specials and they don't appear in their inventory. They think they lost them and they don't actually realize it's Universal Remote. It's technically in the, if you get a special engram and you open it and you don't find it, it's most likely this weapon here. But yeah, it's a really good gun. I have a lot of fun with it, that's for sure, if you want to see the perks on it for anybody that doesn't have it. smooth ballistics, soft ballistics, CQB ballistics, crowd control, hammer forged, lightweight, snapshot, and obviously the given talent universal remote. Range and precision damage increases greatly while aiming down the sights. I have a blast using this shotgun as a primary weapon, so you can literally go primary with your shotguns. You can have this and something like the Party Crasher or whatever it is that you like, you know, run double shotguns. It's kind of like if you're a Division player, it's an Alpha Bridge build. Sorry, Division player, I had to throw that in there. So yeah, you know, I recommend picking this thing up. If you don't have it, pick it up and try it out. It's fun. It's 23 strange coins. And you know, if, like I said, if you play Destiny on a regular basis, you'll have enough time to make those up. If you rank up with the Gunsmith and rank up with your factions and do regular things like strikes and whatnot, you'll get enough engrams that you'll also rank up with the Cryptarch. And once again, you will get a rank up package, and you might get something good in it. So there's so many things that you can do, so many ways you can earn coins and motes of light, ranking up with your faction. Not to mention the fact that if you do have the exotic bond for your faction, if you are going to do strikes, I recommend you wear that. If you want to do the Crucible, if you have something with Crucible rep on it, wear that. So obviously this has to be infused, but this is what I'm talking about. This discipline and strength is such a letdown that I almost don't even want to bother. But as you can see, also, as I mentioned with the vault, my player has a lot of weapons, so I really, like, I don't even know why I still have that. But you know, I have to get rid of a lot of stuff because pretty soon we're going to be playing mission to mission to mission, and we're going to get a whole bunch of new stuff, which I can't wait for. I'm super excited. I can't wait. Rise of Iron will not get here fast enough. So, and somebody's doing a little dance here. Okay. Anyway, so that is it. Anyways, guys, I hope that I covered all of the bases there and stuff that you should do to get ready for Rise of Iron when it gets here on September 20th. And by all means, if you need any help in the meantime, I am on PlayStation 4. This is my gamer tag. Feel free to send me a friend request. Let me know what you need help with specifically, and I can help you out. I am also on Xbox One, but I am nowhere near 334 light level. I think I'm 302. But if you want to get together to game for a little while, you can add me. The gamer tag is almost the same, except there's no dash, and it is Reaper X79. So, alright guys, that is it for me. That is it for the video. So if you learned something, or if I reminded you of something that you did forget about, by all means please drop a like. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. As you can see, I do have a new goal to get to 400 people, and I will be covering Rise of Iron in depth 100% around the clock, because I love Destiny. Destiny is a game that is in my heart, just like The Division, except it got a little boring, it got a little stale, and now the hype is real. I'm really excited. I've already pre-ordered it. I've got my Gallowing locked down. I'll be cruising around on that, on patrol, which apparently we're getting some kind of new patrol mode, which I'm looking forward to, and the new Gallahorn, which is going to be awesome. I'm going to have the Iron Banner one and the one from the quest line, so that's going to be really exciting as well. So alright guys, that's it for me. Thank you so very much for your time, and like I said before, if you did enjoy, go ahead and drop a like. If you didn't, hit dislike, but just let me know why. And again, of course, if you are new, consider sticking around, because I'm going to be covering Destiny in depth around the clock as soon as Rise of Iron gets here. And if anybody needs help, again, send me a friend request on here. This is PlayStation 4, and I told you Reaper X79 is Xbox One. So alright guys, that's it for me. Have a good day, and I will see you guys in the next video.